Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Going to get started in a few minutes. Good evening. Good evening. Hey, Willie, how you doing? Going to give it about a minute. A couple more people to come on. Happy Wednesday. Good evening, everyone. Well, happy Wednesday to you. I am happy to be here with you this evening. Let me go ahead and press the button on Instagram so that they can get the goodies too. Let's see, did I do that right? Somehow, always have a hard time figuring this out. Okay, here it is. Okay, guys, give me 2 seconds. Okay, there we are. That way Instagram can get it too. Hello, good evening. Happy Wednesday. Today is January 26th, 2022. Can you believe it's already, the third week in January? It just seems to be, or fourth week, really. Seems to be going by so fast. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year to you. If I have not seen or spoken to you already, I'm excited to be able to share with you this evening, talking about eating right for your blood type. Eating right for your blood type can make all the difference in the world if you're going to be a healthy individual or a sickly individual. I also want to touch on a little bit the Flatbelly Lifestyle Challenge because I've just completed it. It's 3 phases, and I did the third phase, which is a completely raw food diet. And I did that for 21 days. Janice says, congratulations. Thank you, Janice. I feel really good that I completed it, that I didn't cheat, that I was disciplined, that I made the necessary sacrifices, and really I made an investment into my health, and I made an investment to jumpstart my health this year in the new year. People come to the end of the year, or they come into the beginning of the year, and they think about all the things that they may be grateful for, all the things that they've been through, and they think about how they want their life to be better. And so many times people want to lose weight and get in shape and get fit and all of those things. And those are wonderful things. My thing is, when you make these resolutions without making a plan of action to take, then they're just that. They're just resolutions that you think about, or you may even write on a piece of paper without any plan of action to bring that to fruition. And so I decided this year that I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something a little more drastic, so to speak, to really jumpstart my health. I've been having like a lot of pain, a lot of inflammation from a back injury, and also a lot of inflammation from lupus, which I was diagnosed with 9 years ago. And so doing this raw food cleanse with the Flatbelly Lifestyle Challenge, it helped me. I was self-motivated, but it helped me with the support group and community. It helped me with the specific things that I was to eat and not to eat. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, but up until this year, I lacked the discipline to follow it through. So I'm really happy that I followed it through, that I did it, that I completed it. The 21 days is over. And so my mind was just really committed to getting results. And I knew that each day counted. And many times when people are doing diets, fast challenges, and things of that nature, people factor in a cheat meal. But I want to say that when you're making these drastic changes in your health, in your body, and you're going towards a specific goal, these cheat meals can be very detrimental, in the sense that there's a chemical changes, hormonal changes, food changes that are happening in your body. And as you're eating as you're going day by day in the choices that you have made, or in the challenge, let's say, and you change what you're eating, you kind of disrupt the progress that you have made that far, and it's almost like starting over again. So if you're allowed to have a cheat meal on Sundays, or let's say Saturdays, then you follow all the directions, and you go from, Sunday to Saturday, and then Saturday you have your cheat meal. You can actually set yourself back, and it'll take a couple of days to get your body back in motion, so to speak, or get your body back in that weight loss area. So eating that cheat meal is not beneficial to you in the long run. And with that in mind, I knew that this challenge that I was doing, and I made a decision to do the phase 3, which is the highest, challenge, which was going to be the most sacrifice and the most restriction. That's okay, because our body needs that many times. We need a pattern disruptor. You're used to eating certain things at certain times. You're used to family traditions. You're used to certain meals, your favorite foods that you eat, your favorite cheat meals, or when you do go out and you indulge in different things. So your body is used to these things. And so your body reacts to these foods, and you may even be kind of numb to the reaction, because you're just used to your body, the way that it is, and not realize that it's something that's not good for your body. Okay. And so I knew that I needed a pattern disruptor. I knew that I needed to do something more drastic, because I wanted significant change immediately. And so by denying myself from foods that I like, or foods that I typically eat, was able to help to make a brief but impactful disruption in my body, in my health, and it also helped with my weight. So let me tell you a little bit about this pattern disruptor. I wanted to show you a little bit. I've never done this before, so bear with me. I'm going to try to screen share. Entire screen window. Yeah, share. I don't need to share audio. That's fine. That's fine. Entire screen, share. And now I want to go here. Can you guys see my screen? Hopefully you can see my screen. So what I'm showing you here is the Flatbelly Lifestyle Challenge here. Phase 1 is a 4-day detox. It's an 8-week pledge. 8-week pledge. The Flatbelly Lifestyle Phase 1 is a 4-day detox. It is an 8-week pledge that you take. There's a community of other people that will be in the same Phase 1 challenge with you. And this particular one is plant focus. So you will eat a lot more raw fruits and vegetables, even cooked vegetables, but you won't be eating much meat. You can do some lean meat or fish during that time, but this is a 4-day detox. The second one, and this is phase 2, if you're already a vegetarian or vegan and you're used to already eating a plant-based detox, then this one might be good for you. Or if you're willing to just sacrifice a little bit more and have that pattern disruptor like I talked about, then this is a 4-day detox as well. It is also an 8-week pledge, and this one is plant-based detox. So there's no fish, no poultry, no meat in this challenge. And that is the phase 2. You would also join in with the community of people within the same phase as you, so that you can encourage one another. And then there is the phase 3, which is what I did, which is a 6-week pledge. It's a 21-day raw food cleanse, where it's no meat, no cooked vegetables, no poultry, no fish. It's just raw fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds. They will allow you to have slightly cooked vegetables on the weekends, on Saturday and Sunday only, but that's it. So that is a big commitment. But if that's something that you feel that your body needs, then I would really encourage you to do that. If you have a lot of inflammation in your body, then that is something that would really help you. And that is the main thing that I noticed for myself in doing the Flatbelly Lifestyle Challenge Phase 3, is that the inflammation that I was feeling in my body was way down. So sometimes when my body is inflamed, I feel swollen. I might look bigger than what I am. Certain clothes are tight or don't fit very well. certain clothes are tight and don't fit very well. It gives me that bloating, uncomfortable feeling. And so when I did this challenge, that's one of the first things that I noticed, is that the inflammation was down. So as I got on the scale like every other day, I did notice that I was losing weight. The numbers on the scale, in other words, were going down. Each and every day I was losing waste, WASTE. I was able to cleanse my body and be able to go to the bathroom, often. And one thing I want to say about the products that I used is that they weren't nasty. So they weren't hard to take or drink or anything like that. They didn't make me cramp. They didn't make my stomach hurt at all. It was very palatable. It was very tolerable. And it was very effective. And so as you're going each time, and you're abstaining from food, well, not food, but cooked food. And so it's just raw fruits and vegetables, and eating right for your blood type, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But I culminated all of that into this phase 3 challenge. And so that's one of the things that has given me such dramatic results, such amazing results. And so I'm so grateful for this challenge. I'm down 20 pounds. And I am 5 inches less around my midsection, around my tummy. I also measured myself every few days or so. I measured myself to keep track, and also to motivate myself to say, okay, this is working. So this is another reason why you have to stay steadfast. This is another reason why you have to be disciplined. Thankfully, my children are at the age that they're able to cook for themselves, so I didn't have to do it. So there were days I just stayed out of the kitchen. I go and make my salad. I make my vegetable juices and things like that. I bring them back up to my room, and go to work in my office. And I just kind of stayed out of the kitchen. There was a couple of nights that my girls made something. One night they made salmon something. Another night they made something else. And I'm standing up, I'm upstairs in my office saying, oh my God, I could smell it. It smells so good. But I was determined to finish my goal. I was determined to get results. I was determined to show you guys too that I could do it, and help to be an example for you so that you can make changes in your life. So I really enjoyed the Flatbelly challenge. It was pretty easy, not as hard as other challenges and things that I've done in the past. So I really enjoyed it. So I like that there are 3 phases, so you can kind of get in where you fit in. And I will I can do that now, type the website, and it's www.flatbellylifestyle.com. And it'll show you the 3 different phases. You could see the products that are in that phase, and it gives you a menu. It lets you know what groceries you need to buy from the store. It also gives you access to a community of other like-minded people that are going through the same challenge with you. When you go to the website, flatbellylifestyle.com, you're not signing up for anything. You can register in a sense that you're going to get a free ebook. They'll send that to your email in less than an hour or so. And it's chock full of information. And it begins to give you just the very basic beginning of eating right for your blood type and what that means. It talks about the raw food. It talks about the phase of the challenge that you chose and what it is that you can look forward to. And so get in where you fit in. I think that this is a great thing to do. You still always have me to be able to help and to assist you with it. Doing it with someone else helps you to be accountable, helps you to stay motivated, and can really help to kind of push you and propel you towards your goals and what it is that you want to achieve. So that's pretty much on that is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And it's with a community of people that are in that same phase with you. You're also assigned a coach, and that you can communicate with that coach as well about any questions that you might have or anything like that. I'm very excited about it. I did it. I'm looking forward to see when my next cleanse is going to be. So right now I'm just following my blood type diet. Okay. I don't even like to use the word diet. It's nutrition. It is a lifestyle. It is a way of eating. So my blood type is O, and I'm eating the foods that are most beneficial to my blood type. So let's jump into that right now. Many people don't know their blood type. If you do not know your blood type, you can find out your blood type in two ways. You can call your doctor and say, hey, I want to know what my blood type is. And then you're scheduled to go in. They take your blood, they send it in, unless they're going to do it right there and let you know what your blood type is. Or you can go on Amazon. You can buy a little kit. It's called an Elden blood typing kit. This is it right here. Let me hold it up so my Instagram people can see. You can get this off of Amazon. I think it was around $10 or so. It has everything that you need in here to do your blood test. You just prick your finger, and then it has a card that already has the specific chemicals on it, and then you drop the blood on it, and then wait a couple of seconds, and then it lets you know what your blood type is. Okay, so here we go. We're talking about eating right for your blood type. So I'm going to explain what the 4 blood types are, a little bit about those, and what are the benefits of eating right for your blood type. Okay, here we go. This is a book that I've had for a long time, but I've really delved into it now, and doing it with the Flatbelly Lifestyle Challenge has really helped me. It's by Peter J. Diamo, and it's called Eat Right for Your Blood Type. Really simple, chock full of information. Then I went and I got like the little cheat book, which also has recipes. So this is a book that you can take with you when you go to the grocery store, or you can like download a list or something like that. So it makes it really easy. So if you are a blood type A, then you would get the one for blood type A. If you're a blood type B, you get the one for blood type B. And then there's AB. That's a little bit of A and a little bit of B. And you get the blood type for AB. Okay, so 4 blood types. There's O, there's A, there's B, and then there's AB. Okay, I encourage you, if you have children, teenagers in your household, you want to get their blood tested also. Don't assume they have the same blood as you, because that's not necessarily true. One of my sons has an A blood type, which I was really surprised, but that's his blood type. He's in the military, so that's why he knew his blood type. I'm an O, as I said. My daughters, I'm going to find out their blood type. So that's another reason why I got the kit, so I can do it for them at home, and I don't have to take the time to make an appointment to go in to get their blood. I might have to fight with Hallie and hold her down, but she's so scared to do it. But I'm going to get their blood type, because it is so important. So I have a friend of mine, and he's like, oh, you're talking about the blood type again? Yes. And I'm going to forever talk about it. And let me tell you why. It is a game changer. It is a life changer. Like this, if you had to learn one thing to change your health, this is it. This is that one thing that can make a difference in your health, in your life, and in your longevity or lack thereof. It is eating right for your blood type. Now, like I said, I studied on this a little bit before. I never went this deep into it. And I'm like, wow, I missed years, but I don't think of it that way. I think that, everything that we do, everything we go through in life happens for a reason. And sometimes you can't, you're not ready to handle all the information or something. It's just not the time for it. And so I understand that everything happens in times and seasons. And I believe that this is the time now for me to have learned this, to have really picked up this book and jumped into it. Also being certified as a health coach through a company called Wakana that produces this Flatbelly lifestyle and the Flatbelly phases. So also being trained by them and through naturopath. And so it just took me to a whole nother level. And I'm so glad that this happened. And as far as I'm concerned, it happened at the right time in my life. And so I'm sharing this with you because I like to bring to you valuable, helpful information that you can use that's going to make a difference in your life. This is going to make a difference in your health, not just in your physical health, but also in your emotional, mental health as well. It's going to make a difference in your life. It can make the difference of how well and healthy, happy you're going to be in the next year, 5 years, 10 years, or what sicknesses and diseases you're going to get. Not that you might get, but you're going to get. And I'm not speaking ill over you. I'm not speaking negative words over you. I'm telling you the plain, honest truth. So within this eating right for your blood type, there are certain foods that are good for you based on your blood type. And so the opposite is true. There are certain foods that are bad for you based on your blood type. And this is where it really got good to me in a sense, because we could be eating something healthy. We could be eating foods that are in the health category that many people tout as healthy, vegetables and everything. However, one man's food can be another man's poison. And I'm gonna go into that. I'm gonna explain that to you. And I'm gonna use myself as an example. So if you are an A blood type, a B blood type, or an AB blood type, and you have a specific question, you can put that in the comments. If you want me to look up something, I can do that. But since I'm using myself as an example, I'm going to primarily be talking about O blood type. So if that's you, that's great. You don't have to do any other extra research. But if that's not you, I'm not going to leave you high and dry. I'm going to help you. And I can, just go through the book here and I can pull up some stuff for you. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go. So there are certain foods that can literally cause insulin problems, digestive problems, thyroid and hormone disruption in my body because they're not foods that are good for my blood type. Now, I'm not talking about junk foods. I'm not talking about any foods that are bad for you. Through this whole talk, just know that I'm not talking about any bad foods. I'm talking about only healthy foods. So, for example, for a blood type O person, avocado could be detrimental to you. Some of the other foods that an O should not have is coconut. So there's like a whole list. I can go over that with you. But I want to tell you specifically, I was looking at it and it was foods to eat to help with weight loss and foods that would cause weight gain. And this was amazing. So wheat gluten. Now this is if you're O blood type. Okay, wheat gluten. It interferes with the insulin efficiency and it slows down your metabolic rate. So those of you that are eating lots of pasta or you're eating wheat breads, and we switch to wheat because wheat is better than white, right? But it all depends on your blood type. So for me, for an O type blood, rye is better. Ezekiel sprouted bread is better, is healthier for me. Eating other breads could affect my digestive system, cause me to gain weight, increase the inflammation in my body. That's just choosing the wrong bread and the wrong pasta. Okay. As an O type blood, it's really best not to have any wheat or pasta at all. So there are some like Adama made pasta. I do have some of that. I'm going to try that tomorrow with some butternut squash sauce. So I'm going to try a new recipe tomorrow. I'll let you know how that works out. But for blood type O, there are just certain foods that I shouldn't have. And even though avocado is a healthy food, it's not healthy for me. Another food, cauliflower. And I'm like, wow, really, cauliflower? And I thought that this was very important because as a lot of people are trying to make a switch to eat healthier, to eat better, and a lot of people are doing the keto diet, one of the alternatives to rice is cauliflower. And so it's cauliflower, rice, in a salad, or you use cauliflower and you can bread it and fry it and put it in that hot and spicy sauce like buffalo sauce, and it's like an alternative chicken, but it's using cauliflower. And while that sounds good because cauliflower is a vegetable, right, and that this is an alternative to meat, that's only true, that is good for you if you're a certain blood type. So for an O blood type, cauliflower is not good at all. Cauliflower is something that I should stay away from. So I'm glad to know that because there have been times that I have gotten a cauliflower rice thinking that I was making, a healthier choice. For me, for blood type O, that's not a healthy choice. Cauliflower actually inhibits the thyroid hormone. And a type O blood person typically has digestive issues because they have a high acid amount in their stomach, just all blood type O's, okay? And the plus or the negative doesn't mean as much. So in the case that we're talking about, so we're just sticking with the main blood type, which is O, A, B, and AB. The plus or negative in this case has very little meaning, okay? So cauliflower can inhibit the thyroid hormone. And people who are O type blood tend to have hormonal thyroid issues. That's one of the tendencies. And so that's the other thing that I learned that I thought was really significant to talk about and to teach you is that certain blood types are prone or susceptible to certain types of health conditions and illnesses. And one thing I read, I was kind of, mad on the one hand that I read it, but then intrigued and wanting to do my own research. So when I read this book, it talked about blood type B. I was looking that up, and blood type B tends to be very susceptible to cancers. Okay, so whatever type of the cancer is. So I thought about a few people that I know that have gone through issues with cancer, and I wanted to do my own poll. I wanted to do my own research. And I think two of the people that I asked were blood type B. So I was like, okay, that fits. And then there was another woman that I spoke to. She had an issue with breast cancer, and she's doing well now. She's healed. They got it out and everything. Praise God. And she's a blood type O. So it's going to be another reason then that she may have gotten the breast cancer, because that's not typical of a blood type O. Okay, so knowing your blood type is very important because you can help to ward off certain diseases. You can eat right, that your body is going to get the nutrients, it's going to get the help that your body needs so that it can be its healthiest, so that it can work optimally, so that you can be your best. This is not about weight loss. Weight loss is a positive side effect that you can have from following the blood type diet, okay? But this is about health primarily. And one thing I understood about making this decision to do this challenge this year was it was about my health. I want to be healthy. I want to feel good. I know that inflammation is not good, and I needed to get rid of it. I want to be able to run around with my grandchildren, right? I don't want to be tired. I don't want to be tired after walking up a flight of steps and things of that nature. I want to have endurance and stamina and longevity, okay, in the moment, but also in the years to come. Okay, I want to get better as I get older. I don't want to get worse. I don't subscribe to the idea that because you're getting older, you're supposed to have sicknesses or diseases or arthritis or any of those things. I don't believe that at all. And that's a lie that some industries and some people try to sell you, because if you look at like Jane Fonda, Jack LaLanne, Pat LaBelle, like so many different people taking care of their bodies, and they're older, they're 60s and 70s now, and they still look good, or even 80s, and they still look really good. So it's about eating healthy for your body. Now, I want to read you a testimony in a moment, and this is about a person who is a vegetarian and almost died, almost made themselves sick by being a vegetarian because that wasn't the best for them. Okay, I want to go through a few more of these for the O blood type before I give you that testimony. Okay, so I'm looking right now at a little cheat sheet that I have, and these are foods that encourage weight gain. Okay, so if you're an O blood type and you're not your desirable weight and you want to eat weight, then you want to gain weight, excuse me, then you can eat some of these foods. But if you are trying to maintain a healthy weight or you are trying to lose weight, these are some of the foods that you need to avoid. If you would like to see what I'm looking at in your O blood type, put your email in the comments and I will send it to you. Okay, foods that encourage weight gain. So wheat gluten, number one. Number two is corn. Okay. Now, I always knew that corn is no good for me. It's no good really for anybody. Why? Because it has little nutrients, number one. And number two, it does not digest well. So if you eat corn and you go to the bathroom later or you go to the bathroom tomorrow, you're going to see you're going to see corn in your stool, and it's going to be whole pieces of corn because it's virtually undigestible. Okay. And again, the nutritional value that corn is going to give you is very, very minimal. So you want to make choices in eating foods that's going to give you a higher value of nutrition for your body, because that's really the reason we're supposed to be eating. You know, we end up eating for family traditions and holidays and things like that. We end up eating for our taste buds. We end up eating for our moods. If we're bored, if we're happy, if we're sad, if we're depressed, if we're anxious, we just eat sometimes because that's the one thing that we can control. You can control what you put in your mouth and what you don't put in your mouth. Okay. And so based on your feelings and whatever's going on around you, sometimes these things make you feel like you're not in control of the situation. And so then you go to that one thing that you can control, and that's food. So I want to give you this information so that you can make better, healthier choices. So then when you do choose food as your substitute or as your comforter, you can choose foods that are going to promote good health as opposed to promoting bad health. Okay. So wheat, gluten, corn. Let me tell you what the corn does. It interferes with your insulin. Okay. So this would be extremely, excuse me. This can be extremely detrimental for someone that has diabetes. Whether it's type 1 or type 2, corn is not something that you should have. And that goes without saying for any blood type. Okay. No corn for any blood type, especially if you have diabetes. Okay. Blood type O. Kidney beans. Kidney beans impair your calorie utilization. Okay. There are other beans that you can have as a blood type O, but kidney beans and navy beans and lentils are not it. Okay. Navy beans also impair calorie utilization. Lentils inhibit proper nutrient metabolism. Okay. So it's going to affect your body's ability to absorb and to utilize the nutrients in your bodies. And you're like, wait a minute, this is lentils. Lentils is not a bad food. Lentils is a good food. Lentils is a healthy food, but not for O type blood. And again, this is why it is paramount to know your blood type so that you can choose the foods that are best for your blood type. The whole reason for this is so that you can promote health in your body and longevity. You want to be able to live long and strong. You don't want to live long and be sick and in and out of the hospital and doctor bills and medications and all those things. You want to know how to use food for medicine. And when you eat according to your blood type and you're choosing the foods that are on the beneficial list according to your blood type, that's when you're using food as medicine. Okay. So I'm still on the short list here and I'm talking about foods that encourage weight gain. So if you are O type blood and you want to lose weight, then these are the foods you know that you have to avoid. So I'm sharing with you the foods, but I'm also sharing with you the activity in the body that is affecting, and this is the reason why it's not good for you. Okay. So cabbage inhibits thyroid hormone. You're like, hey, wait a minute. Cabbage is a vegetable. Yes, but it affects your thyroid hormone production. And for an O type blood, that this is already an area of concern. You don't want to eat cabbage because it's going to further inhibit your thyroid hormone. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are in the cabbage family. And I was like, wow, I was really enjoying Brussels sprouts. No more Brussels sprouts for me. Okay. Cabbage, Brussels sprouts, they both inhibit the thyroid hormone, and so does cauliflower. Okay. So if you're a blood type O, you're doing keto, stay away from cauliflower. It's also going to affect your weight, get your weight gain or your weight loss because it's impairing the thyroid hormone. Okay. Mustard greens. Mustard greens are good for you. You know, greens are good for you. Chlorophyll and all that good stuff. However, in a blood type O person, mustard greens is going to inhibit your thyroid production. And so these are serious consequences of eating these particular foods. So I'm going to run through the list really quick and I'm going to move on in case you're taking notes. Wheat, gluten, corn, kidney beans, navy beans, lentils, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and mustard greens are foods that an O type blood should not eat, especially if you're wanting to lose weight. Question is, what about broccoli rabe? That is fine. O blood type can have broccoli. Okay, so those are the foods that you want to avoid. Now, here are the foods that you want to use, that you want to have in your diet. And again, this is for O blood type. Kelp. Kelp contains iodine and it increases your thyroid hormone production. And O-type blood has an issue with hormonal balancing. And so eating foods that are going to help with the production of your hormones is going to be most beneficial to you. So you can use kelp as part of medicine for your body. So food should be our medicine, but only if we're eating and using it correctly. Okay. And with that, we can even talk about like serving sizes, because even if you eat all the foods on your beneficial list and you have a group of foods together for your dinner, you don't want to eat an exorbitant amount. So portion size is important, but we can deal with that later. Right now, let's go through your cabinets. Let's go through your pantry. Let's go through your refrigerator and begin to pick and choose the foods that are best for you, the foods that you should totally avoid, and then the foods that are in the middle, and they're called neutral. And because they're neutral, they're not either good for you or bad for you. They're just really in the middle. So if you eat them, no problem. It's not going to hurt you, but it's not going to benefit you either. Okay. So as you are beginning to learn to eat for your blood type, you need to eat foods in the beneficial column and also in the neutral column. Try your best to stay away from foods that are in the avoid column. And so for me, that's kind of easy because I see what it's doing in my body. For just 3 weeks, 21 days, I didn't eat any meat whatsoever. I didn't eat any pasta. I didn't eat any rice. I didn't eat any grains. I didn't even eat any beans. I just ate fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables. When I wanted something sweet, I had some applesauce. I pureed it with some pecans and walnuts. Okay. Or I took some mixed fruit, like frozen fruit. It was strawberries, pineapples, I think blueberries in there. And I blended that just with a little water. I didn't even add any sweetener or anything like that. Okay. O blood type should not have dairy. No dairy. No dairy at all. O blood types tend to have lots of digestive issues. And so dairy is going to do that. I will say, however, cheese that is in the neutral column is goat cheese, feta cheese, and mozzarella. So I was happy about that. So if I do want to have feta on my salad, sometimes I can. It's neutral, so it's not good or bad. Okay. So if you have to choose a food to eat, you never want to choose the one on the avoid column, right? So you want to choose the one from the beneficial column first, because those foods are going to actually be like medicine to your body. And then after that, you can look at the foods that are in the neutral column and mix and match those foods. But do your best to stay away from the foods that are in the avoid column. Okay. So here's a rundown of foods that actually encourage weight loss. I'm going to turn this heat off. Kelp. Seafood. Seafood also contains iodine and it increases your thyroid hormone production. It increases your thyroid hormone production. Iodized salt in moderation. So if you're having an issue with high blood pressure, you don't want to have too much iodized salt. Okay. It contains iodine, obviously, and it also increases your thyroid hormone production. Because again, for O blood types, this is an area of concern. This is an area that O blood type people tend to have challenges with. Liver. Liver is a high source of B vitamins. It also aids in a sufficient metabolism. One of the issues of blood type O is they tend to have a sluggish metabolism. Okay. They also tend to have issues with blood clotting. Okay. And then red meat. So liver and red meat aids in sufficient metabolism as well. As far as vegetables, kale, spinach, and broccoli are very good to help you if you're looking to lose weight. It supports healthy metabolism. It aids actually in a sufficient metabolism. So kelp, seafood, iodized salt, liver, red meat, and kale, spinach, and broccoli. Those are the beneficial foods for an O-type blood that wants to lose weight. Okay? Any questions so far? So I wanted you to see that there can be foods that are good for you. Let me say that another way. There are foods that are known to be good, but can be bad for you. And now you know why. Because it's actually affecting the insulin or the hormone production, the digestive system in your body. So those are things that you want to stay away from. So if you go to flatbellylifestyle.com and you get the ebook, you're going to get some of this information. It's not as detailed or as in depth as I'm sharing with you now. If somebody else, okay, Janice says she's an A blood type. Okay, let me give you something on A. This way you can still benefit, and you can be in the conversation as well. Okay, A blood type. I have that right here. A. Where's my A at? Okay, A blood type. A blood type is considered they are the first vegetarians. Okay, so let's see. A blood types flourish as a vegetarian. A O blood type is very difficult to be a vegetarian, and it would not be beneficial to your body. Okay, if you are an O blood type, you could be causing yourself more damage than good by not eating meat. And people will argue, they'll say, well, there's other sources of protein besides. Blood type O is the original blood type. They were hunters and gatherers, and they were more made, so to speak, to eat meat. And from the O blood type came the other blood types. So yeah, if you're trying to be a vegetarian and you're O blood type, don't do it. It's not good for you. It really is not good for you. And it's not the first time that I heard that. I was actually listening to the radio, a health talk one time, and I heard about a young man who was raised vegetarian and vegan, really, by his parents. He never had meat. He never had candy or any of those things. He grows up, he goes on to college, and he noticed he was getting sluggish, and he started having health problems. He never had health problems before. So what is he, like 20 years old, 19, 20, 21 years old, and he's having these health problems. So he's going back and forth to the doctor. They couldn't find out what was wrong with him. And he's thinking, I'm eating healthy, I'm eating vegetables, I'm drinking fruit juices and all these natural healthy things, but he was getting sicker and sicker. So one day he happened to turn on a health talk radio, and he was listening, and the doctor was talking about, I guess, eating right for your blood type, and was basically saying that how certain blood types need to have meat. So he realized that he was an O type blood. He needed to have meat. He had been raised for the last 20 years, from birth as a vegetarian. And so that was hard for him to digest. That was hard for him to accept, that all those years of him eating no meat at all, now he had to start to eat meat. And it just seemed crazy, right? It just seemed kind of absurd. And it was difficult because he hadn't been raised that way. And so the doctor that he heard on the radio was in town, happened to be the same town that he was in. So he went and met with the doctor and everything. So basically the doctor's telling him, hey, you need to start eating chicken. You need to start eating beef. And that was gross to him because that's how he was raised, and he never had that before as an O-type blood. And so all of these health issues that he was having that was undiagnosable, and they didn't know what's wrong, couldn't pinpoint it, couldn't diagnose him, he started to incorporate meat into his diet. And guess what happened? All of those health symptoms, problems that he began having went away. So his body was beginning to react and respond because of the lack of meat protein. Yes, you can get protein from plant sources. Yes, there are a couple of fruit sources that you can get protein from, but it does not substitute for the animal protein. An O blood type needs an animal protein. We're talking about a blood type A now. Blood type A does not need animal protein. So it's one of the easiest blood types to be a vegetarian. If that's what you want to do, knock yourself out, go ahead and do it. It would be great for you. Okay. Okay, so let's see. It says you will naturally be thinner on the type A diet. In many ways, type A is the exact opposite of type O when it comes to metabolism. While animal foods speed up the type O metabolic rate. Did you catch that? Did you hear that, Sina? Animal food speeds up the metabolic rate in a type O person. It slows it down for an A type person. Okay, so meat is not beneficial to you. Meat would be in your avoid column, and can slow down your digestive system and cause fluid retention. So if you're an A blood type, meat eating is to your detriment. You need to stay away from meat. You need to try your best to be a vegetarian. Okay. Any A blood types here that have any questions? So let me give you this real quick. If you're A blood type, foods that encourage weight gain for an A blood type, foods that encourage weight gain: meat, dairy foods, kidney beans, lima beans, and wheat. Okay. Soy foods, Pineapples, those are some of the foods that would cause you to gain weight if you're an A type blood from those things. And one of those was meat. So again, A blood type is not really healthy and beneficial for you as far as meat goes. Let me look at the B. If you're a B blood type, I can give you a couple of things. Okay. B blood, B blood, B blood. And I like this book because it's easy to read. You have your charts and resources that you can just get like a quick at a glance. And it also gives you some recipes for your specific blood type. Okay. This is the type B diet. Okay. For type Bs, the biggest factors in weight gain are corn, buckwheat, lentils, peanuts, and sesame seeds. So if you're a B type blood and you do not want to gain weight, you want to stay away from corn, buckwheat, lentils, peanuts, and sesame seeds. That's just a few. Okay. Okay. Type Bs are similar to type Os in how they react to gluten found in wheat germ and wheat products. Okay. So they're similar in that way. If you're B and you want to lose weight, green vegetables, meat, liver, low-fat dairy, and licorice tea. Licorice tea helps to counter hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia. Licorice tea helps to counter the effects of hypoglycemia. Okay. Glycina asks, what about brown rice? Brown rice is in the neutral column for blood type O. Let me check blood type B. Blood type B. Blood type B. Brown rice is highly beneficial if you are blood type B. Okay. Blood type B, brown rice is highly beneficial. Okay. Very, very interesting. Okay. I want to read you that testimony that I was telling you about. And I just saw that in this book and I highlighted it and I said, I definitely want to share it. Okay. So this is a guy named Steve. He's 42 years young. And this is his testimony. I'm reading it from here for you because I thought that this is a great example and picture of what I'm telling you, right? That certain foods that are deemed healthy because they're vegetables or fruit, they're deemed healthy by nature, may not be healthy for you based on your blood type. And this is why it is so paramount to know what your blood type is so that you're making the best choices for your blood type. So again, there's a beneficial column, then there's a neutral column, and then there's the avoid column. So you want to try to avoid the foods in the avoid column. If those are foods that you have in your refrigerator or in your pantry, go ahead and eat them and decide that that's the last time I'm eating that. Or be really vigilant about your health and saying, I'm not eating that because now I know better, and give it away to someone else who can eat it. Okay. So find out what your blood type is. That's number one. Find out what your blood type is, and then get the list of foods that are your benefits. When you eat the foods on your benefit list, that is like giving your body medicine. And depending on what blood type you are, for example, meat can be medicine. Now, in my brain, because I'm holistic health and I've been doing this so many years, that was hard. That was hard for me because, chicken is the glorified animal and cow, beef, and all that is the demonized animal. And so years ago, I made a switch from eating beef to eating chicken and turkey. Okay. And so now I learn that beef is my beneficial food. So I would do much better as far as my health to have a hamburger or a steak than to have baked chicken or grilled chicken. So for O blood type, chicken is in the neutral column. So it's not going to benefit me and it's not going to hurt me either. It's not so bad. But because I'm working on being more healthy, right? And that is my focus. I want to eat more foods from my beneficial column. I want the foods that I eat to be my medicine. And contrary to popular belief. um, Beef, venison, mutton, veal, lamb, liver is in that list. I'm not eating all that stuff, but I will eat lamb and I will eat beef. Okay. And seafood. That's also beneficial, shrimp at least. And then the other seafood is in the neutral column. Chicken and turkey is in a neutral column for a blood type O person. Glycina says, I switched from beef years ago. Me too. And so now I got to switch back, because understanding that beef is better for my blood type than chicken is. And I want to eat what's most beneficial to me. Okay, so let me share this testimony from Steve. Steve S., he's 42. He says, hold on. I'm up to 2 of these a day, guys, and a little bit more sometimes, but 2 of these a day, I'm going for 3. Okay, so 21 years ago, my father died from a heart attack. 9 years ago, hoping to avoid that fate, I became a vegetarian. So him too, he's like, okay, I want to be healthy. I want to reduce the fat. I want to have a healthy heart. Let me stop eating meat. He became a vegetarian. He says, my diet consisted primarily of organic whole foods and was grain-based. 4 years ago, I developed a potentially fatal autoimmune disease called pemphigus, in which my immune system attacks my skin. After being hospitalized, given 180 milligrams per day of prednisone, which is a steroid and it causes you to gain weight, but it helps to reduce the inflammation, or so they say. So he was given 180 milligrams per day of prednisone and released. He says, I spent the next year and a half trying numerous traditional and naturopathic treatments. I remained a vegetarian, and I continued to take 30 to 40 milligrams per day of prednisone. So that's a year and a half after he first started taking it. That's a long time, okay? He says, I underwent allergy tests, hair analysis, and numerous blood tests. I eventually became a raw foods vegetarian. I got sicker. I eventually became a raw food vegetarian. I got sicker. Why did he get sicker? Somebody put in the comments, why did Steve get sicker by becoming a vegetarian? He says, since there is very little research done on pemphigus, I was forced to read about other autoimmune diseases. A common manifestation of chronic diseases is a phenomenon known as blood sludge. We know what sludge is, right? Something really thick and gooey and hard to move. So blood sludge, or erythrocyte aggregation, that would be the medical term. Simply put, the red blood cells clump together as if they are stuck together with Velcro. It was noted by one of my doctors that I too exhibited this phenomenon, but he didn't know what to do about it. 2 months later, I read Eat Right for Your Blood Type. Okay, so his blood was poisoned. He was getting sicker and sicker. He was a raw food vegetarian, and he made the decision to become a vegetarian because he lost his father due to a heart attack, and he wanted to make sure he was healthy and didn't have a heart attack. But what he found by becoming a vegetarian was that he was getting sicker and sicker. Dr. Diamo explains why blood sludge happens and explains why it is a food choice that causes it to happen. In short, a food that is healthy for one person can be detrimental to another. Repeat, a food that is healthy for one blood type can be detrimental to another blood type based on solid chemical reasons. So it appeared that while I was doing everything right, and I was not doing it right for me. So he was doing what we would, normally consider from our knowledge, from our experience in life, that eating healthy fruits and vegetables is better for you. So the more I eat of it, the healthier I'm going to be. Well, that's not true anymore. That's not true depending on your blood type. And so him eating more fruits and vegetables was actually making him sicker. He needed a more balanced diet, and he had no meat in his diet whatsoever. So he says, 2 months after deciding to choose my foods based on the blood type, I started going into remission. I did this as a vegetarian. So initially, he started to choose the fruits and vegetables from his blood type from the list. However, he still did not eat meat. So he got a little bit better. Seeing the positive results of these food choices, I reluctantly began to eat meat. That was a year ago. I am now in remission, taking no drugs or supplements and getting healthier every day. He says, I owe my life to Dr. Diamo. Okay, so this is Steve S., 42 years old. He is a prime example of the misconception of us eating healthy fruits and vegetables, and all vegetables and fruits are good for us. That's not true. For some blood types, not eating meat could be detrimental to your health. And that was the case in Steve that I read. That was also the case in the young man that I told you I heard on the radio talking about his experience. His body literally began to heal itself when he added meat into his diet. And the same with Steve. But it was hard for them because the young man, that's not how he was raised. And then the older gentleman, just from learning and wanting to be healthy, he had it in his mind, in order for me to be healthy, I have to stop eating meat. So if you're blood type O, you can rest, you can breathe a sigh of relief, you can have the red meat that you like. It is best if you can get grain fed. If you can get a healthier portion of red meat, would be better for you. And chicken and turkey can be your backup, okay? But your primary would be beef, lamb, veal, if you eat that, and shrimp, okay? And especially if you want to lose weight, it can help you with losing weight, okay? I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Don't blame me, blame Dr. Diamo, who did the research and did the studies, okay? What else? Anybody want me to look up something? Janice answered correctly. She said he wasn't eating according to his blood type. Exactly. Someone said I was diagnosed with inflammation in my blood. My doctor says it was RA. RA is rheumatoid arthritis. Well, first I bind it up right now in the name of Jesus, and I declare that you are healthy, healed, and whole in the name of Jesus, that the blood of Jesus runs through your veins and he cleanses your body of all sickness, disease, virus, germs, etc. in Jesus' name. So what you need to start doing is eating right for your blood type, okay? You can Google it. I think I sent it to you, Glycina, but if someone else needs it, you can Google it, Eat Right for Your Blood Type. Get the book. Get this book. It's not hard to read. It also has recipes and charts and things in it. Or get the little cheat sheet one. This way it's just your blood type. This one has all 4 blood types in it. This one is just specific blood type O. So you can go on Amazon, I think it was like $7, and you can get blood type A or B or whatever your blood type is. You get this little book. It's the food, beverage, and supplement list. But what I liked about it is, see, in the beginning, it gave the testimony that I just read. It gives you just a little bit of information about the basics of eating for your blood type. It talks about the blood type diet connection, why it's important. I'm going to read you a couple notes that I highlighted on this page. It says, your blood type is the key to your body's entire immune system, and as such is an essential defining factor in your health profile. If you want to be healthy, you need to find out your blood type. You need to learn to eat for your blood type, period. Period. I can use essential oils. I can use CBD. I can go to the chiropractor. All those things are good, and I will still do those things. My body still needs those things. Those things still help me. They reduce inflammation, reduce anxiety, reduce stress, and all that stuff. Spinal alignment is very, very important. It helps your brain to properly communicate through your central nervous system for all of your organs. But primary, above all, I need to eat right for my blood type. You need to eat right for your blood type. Okay. So if there are sicknesses and diseases in your family, I lost both my grandfathers to a heart attack. Okay. My mom, she was having some heart issues before she got to this stage. Thankfully, she doesn't have any heart issues. I had my heart checked last year. Something they saw or thought or whatever the case may be. And I went and had my heart done, checked, different echocardiogram and whatever the other one is called, the stress test, when they put the dye in you, all that stuff. I did all that stuff last year just to check and make sure that my heart was good. But now I understand that I'm not eating right most beneficial for my blood type. So as an O blood type, I need to have red meat. Now, when I had a craving for red meat, because I don't do things in a way that's legalistic, like it's all this and nothing else. I fully believe in moderation. So when I have a taste for beef, I understand that it's something in the body that needs it and is calling for it. So once a month, maybe twice a month, I might have a craving for a hamburger, and I'll go to a restaurant and get a hamburger. I love Chili's hamburgers. They're really, really good. Or Red Robin or something. I try to go to a burger joint if but I don't buy beef until now. Okay. So the only time I might eat beef is if I'm going to a Jamaican restaurant. I love to have oxtails, but that's not something that I had often. And I thought I was doing a good thing for my body, but now I know I wasn't. And so now, and so over the last few years, I've even reduced the amount of chicken that I eat. So I don't eat a lot of chicken. If you notice the foods and things that I post, I eat a lot of salmon. I eat a lot of fish and shrimp, and then chicken, and beef would be last. I would have my once a month burger or twice a month, burger or something like that. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be eating more beef. I'm going to be eating more lamb and more fish. And then there's certain fish, not every fish. Okay. So it's very important to find out your blood type and eat according to your blood type. So for an O blood type, salmon is great. Cod is great. Sardines, I don't eat sardines. Striped sea bass is good. More white fish is good. Tuna is in a neutral column. Okay. Crabs, lobster, mussels, calamari, those are all in a neutral column, but I'm just so happy I don't have to give up those things because I like to eat those things. And so maybe once a month or once every couple of months, I tend to eat those things. Okay. So if you have remembered nothing that I have said, find out your blood type, Google it, or better, little cheat book for your blood type. They also have cookbooks for your blood type. I ordered mine. I think I went on Amazon yesterday or the day before, so it came pretty quickly. This is Eat Right for Your Blood Type, a personalized cookbook, and this is type O for me, right? Type O. So you would get the one for your blood type, and that's why you have to start with knowing what your blood type is. Okay, here, and these are beautiful meals. Oh my goodness, you can get hungry just by looking at it. Okay, so it goes through there are 12 different categories of food. So it goes through the grains and breads. It goes through legumes and beans. It goes through nuts and seeds. It goes through meat, poultry and fish, and it breaks it down. I just saw here's a recipe for fish tacos with sweet mango bean salad. Okay, beautiful picture. It gives you over here all of the ingredients you need, and then it gives you over here all of the steps. Okay, ingredients and the steps, and here's a pretty picture. Okay, that was for that. So blood type O, no potatoes, not red or white. Now, I knew that white potatoes can cause inflammation and can exacerbate inflammation or autoimmune disorder, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, fibromyalgia, things like that. So I knew about white potatoes. Red potatoes were a better choice than white potatoes, but eating for your blood type, neither. So eating for your blood type, if you're an O, no white potatoes or red potatoes. The only potatoes you can have is sweet potatoes. That's if we're eating from the beneficial list. You want to use your food as medicine. We are supposed to be eating to live. Eat to live. Your best, healthy, blessed life. Eat to live. Don't live to eat. Okay, we're always thinking about food, always thinking about the next meal and all of that. So when you find out your blood type, you find out the foods that are most beneficial to you. You make yourself a list so that when you go to the grocery store, you know what you're doing. And I'm an example of this. And I did this earlier today because I ordered some groceries. They're going to be delivered tomorrow. And I said, okay, I'm only buying groceries that are on my blood type list. So primarily, I want to get from the beneficial list. And then secondarily, I can order from where's my grocery list? Here it is. I can order from the neutral list. So this my phone, here's my list, and I broke it down. I have my fruits, I have my vegetables, I have my bread. So I can have bread, rye or Ezekiel bread, which I like both of those. So that's fine. And the thing about it is knowing how it affects your body. So if you eat something and you know that it's not good for your body, or you feel your body react to it, that's not good. So mind you, I've been off everything, right? I've been off potatoes, meat. I've been off everything. I've been only fruits and vegetables. And on the weekend, and it was only the last 2 weekends, I had slightly cooked vegetables. Okay. That was like a treat. So my body has disposed of everything that was in it from beforehand because I was eliminating, right? Often. So my body has pretty much gotten rid of everything that I had been eating prior to January 3rd. So now that I've cleansed and it's like I've jump started my body and I'm starting over, I have to be mindful. I have to be careful of the foods that I reintroduce to my body. So I am not reintroducing foods that are on my avoid list. That's my decision. I'm going in, full fledged. I'm not sticking a toe in. I'm jumping all in. I want to do this right. I want to continue with the results I've gotten and I want to get better and better. Okay. So I'm only eating the foods on my beneficial list and my neutral list. So that's how I made my grocery list. Okay. I'm getting the foods that are on my beneficial list and my neutral list. And now with those foods that I purchased, I can use the cookbook to help me to make some delicious meals. So just because you're eating right for your blood type does not mean that you have to have boring food or yucky foods or anything. Look here. This is beef and rice and vegetables. Okay. This is a good, healthy meal. Now, rice for a blood type O is neutral. It's not beneficial, it's neutral. I think quinoa is beneficial. And couscous is a no, which I was a little bit surprised, but it's a grain. So blood types O does not do well with wheat or grain or any of those things, and even beans and legumes. So the only beans for blood type O is black-eyed peas and pinto beans, aduki beans and azuki beans. And I don't think I've ever had either one of those. And I don't see it where I shop. So I was thinking about going to like the global food market, and they may have more of a variety because those are not things that grow here. And so they would have to be imported. So I'm going to look into that. Blood type O, bluefish, cod, rainbow trout, red snapper, salmon, sole, white perch. Those are the beneficial ones. And then the neutral fish, O blood type. Now, keep in mind, I only wrote down the ones that I like that I know I'm going to eat because this is my personal blood type O grocery list. Okay. So there's a few more fish in the neutral column, but I'm not going to eat those. Okay. Albacore tuna, shrimp, crab, clams, lobster, mussels, mahi-mahi, porgy, scallops, calamari, and sea bass. Those are fish that are in the neutral column for blood type O. Glycina asked oatmeal. No oatmeal for blood type O. You can, however, have cream or rice. So rice is better than oats or grains for an O blood type. Okay. So you can have cream or rice. And as far as cereals go, as far as cereals go for blood O type, there's nothing in the beneficial column. Dairy, nothing in the beneficial column, because grains and dairy do not benefit the O blood type in any way, shape, or form. Cream of rice is a neutral, and kasha cereal, you can get that in most health food type stores like Wegmans or Mom's or Trader Joe's or something like that. And it's a brand. It's called kasha. And so kasha, you can have cream of rice. You can have, those are neutral. So they won't cause you any negative problem, but they're not actually going to benefit you either. But no harm, no foul. So not too bad. So I want to leave you with this because the time is already far spent. It's not hard. Okay. It's really not hard. It's not. And it's a mental thing. It's setting your mindset to say, listen, I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy as naturally as possible. I want to live long and strong. I want to be here for myself. I want to be here for my children. I want to be here for my grandchildren. I want to be here for those that I mentor. I want to be here for those that I minister to. I want to be here for my church family. Whatever your why is, you have to have a why. Why are you going to do this? Why did I deprive myself for 21 days? Because I was ready for a change. because I was tired of being tired, because I was tired of being in pain, because I was tired of having issues sleeping at night. And I know better, right? I'm trained in all this. But the one thing that I was missing is I was not eating right for my blood type. So now that I have delved into this, 2 feet, I've delved all the way right into it. Okay. There's no turning back, because I see the detriment that this can cause when you eat any and everything. So if you want to be healthy and you want to live long and you want to live strong, you don't want to be on medicines and you don't want to have all of these doctor's appointments, then it's very important that you begin to eat for your blood type. So start where you're at. First thing to do is to get the blood type test, go to your doctor and have it done, or you can order the kit on Amazon. It's really easy. You just prick your finger and put the blood on the little circles and wait a minute or two, and then it's going to tell you what your blood type is. So whichever way you choose, get your blood type tested, know what your blood type is. I want you to be healthy. And many of the modalities that I use, that I teach, can be helpful, can be beneficial to you, can help to get you out of pain. I've seen some miraculous things over the years, but this by far takes the cake, so to speak. This by far is like, this is it. And so there are cakes that you can make. There are muffins. There are different things. There are different ways to make things. You just have to have an open mind and a willingness to learn. Okay. But it's not hard. So again, you get the cookbook that's right for your particular blood type. And look how thick this book is. Okay. And it's giving you every different category of meals, even fruits, vegetables, smoothies, everything is in here. So you have plenty of options on food that you can eat. Any of the meals in this cookbook are going to be foods that are going to benefit me. They're going to be eating for my health. It's going to be using my food as my medicine. Okay. And I firmly, firmly believe in that. So very, very important. Let me see. One thing I want to leave you with too, cinnamon. Cinnamon is very good as a spice. And cinnamon helps with your body's insulin. Cinnamon can be a good natural way to balance blood sugars in your body. But guess what? Not for blood type O. I was like, what? So I'm having to make adjustments as well, just so you know, it's not just you. But I make my adjustment quickly because I believe what I'm reading is true. And so I'm willing to make the necessary adjustments so that I can reap the benefits and the results that I want to have in my body and I want to have in my life. I refuse to have my children bury me. Okay. I want to be here for my grandchildren. I want to be here for my grandchildren's children. And so if I'm going to work with God to make that happen, I got to change my eating habits. And so I've started on that journey and I've done it. The Flatbelly challenge was my catalyst. That was my catalyst. Because I made a commitment to myself. I made a commitment to you guys, just by putting it out there and making myself accountable to the public, so to speak. I'm not going to be a liar. I'm not going to be a fake or a phony. I'm not going to go back on what I said. So because I put it out there, I had to stick to it. I had to do it. Me wanting to was helpful and that was good. But because I'm going to be transparent, and I don't want to be fake or phony, I'm not going to tell you I'm doing something that I'm not doing. I'm not going to lie. So putting it out there also was a way for me to be accountable and stay true to my decision. Okay. So whatever it takes for you, whatever you need to do to stay true to your decision, be true to yourself. You cannot lie to yourself. You cannot lie to your body. And so also we have to choose foods that's not going to lie to our body. We have to choose foods that's going to work with our body and cause the right chemical reactions so that we can reap the benefits from that. Okay. I feel like I've talked a lot. I'm dry. I hope that you learned some things. I know I focus more on a blood type O diet. So if you know someone on a blood type O diet, please share this video with them. Share the video with everybody because they still need this information. This information is a life changer. I'm telling you, it's a life changer. And in the long run, you'll save money. Why? Because you'll have less doctor's visits, you'll need less medications, and you'll live longer. I'm going to be doing my mom's blood type, and I will be posting that. I don't know her blood type. I'm going to get her blood type and start feeding her for her blood type as well. Same thing for my children. So I think 4 sticks coming here. So I think I can do four blood tests in here. So I'm going to do my girls, my 2 girls and my mom, and then I'll have one left over. Very, very important. So find out what your blood type is. Either go to your doctor or go to Amazon and get the blood type kit. It's not expensive and it's worth it. It's totally worth it. And start eating right for your blood type. As always, if you have questions, I'm here to help you and guide you along the way. Go to the website, Flatbelly Lifestyle Challenge. If you're not ready to do a challenge or you don't want to do a challenge or whatever, just go and get the information because it's good to have. Nobody's going to spam you and send you a whole bunch of emails. None of that nonsense. They're going to send you the one email and give you some of the information. It might be a point that it might ask you who referred you or something. Just make sure that you put my name in there. But other than that, just put in your email, get the information that they send you and use that for your benefit. I do want to say it's very important where you get your information from, because you can go on Google and you can Google your blood type. And as I've been doing research over the last 3 weeks, there's been a little bit of conflicting information. And so I have to go back to the source to check. So Dr. Peter Diamo is the source because he originated the study and the research on this. So he is the source. And the discrepancy I found was like you could eat eggs, and that's not true. Just based on me being an African American, I should not eat eggs at all. I will still eat occasionally cake or something like for a birthday and, special occasions, things like that. It has eggs in it. That's fine. But I'm no longer going to boil eggs and eat them. I'm no longer going to do omelets and scrambled eggs and all those things. And you guys that I would make my spinach omelets with onions and all those things, and, the egg and the spinach. So I'm not going to do the eggs anymore. It's not helpful. But I will say this, though. I did notice that the eggs didn't really agree with me because sometimes I would feel nauseous a little bit. Sometimes if I ate like a hard-boiled egg, the white felt like metal in my mouth, and I was like, that's really weird. Okay. And 4 years ago now, 2017, 2018, when I was doing a whole fitness challenge, health challenge, I was doing a lot of eggs for protein. And I was following the directions of my trainer. I wasn't trying to eat for my blood type at that time. And so I consumed a lot of eggs. And even though I didn't particularly like it or care for it, I did it because I wanted to get the protein and I wanted to follow the regimen to lose the weight. So there's a difference when you're eating to lose weight and you're eating for your health. But in eating right for your blood type, I found that you can do both at the same time. Because when I was in the fitness challenge, it's like you can eat for your fitness to lose the weight and to make the numbers, or you can eat for your health. And those two didn't always match up. But with the eat right for your blood type, eating the right foods for your blood type will actually naturally aid your body in losing the weight. It will naturally aid your body in its regular body systems to work more efficiently, okay, so that you can reap all of the benefits from that. So this is a game changer. This is the way to go. You're going to forever hear me talk about or mention eat right for your blood type now. I actually found a video that I did in 2018. Yeah, I did in 2018 where I briefly talked about eating right for your blood type and just went over some of the bare basics. So I'm going to be sharing that video out so that you can get the information for the 4 different types of blood in that video, which I thought was really good. But even then, it was just surface. I didn't really dig deep into it. And so now that I've dug deep into it, I'm forever changed. And I'm going to keep talking to you about it and sharing information with you about it that hopefully you'll get it in here and you'll get it in here and you'll be able to make good decisions for your health and you'll begin to enjoy better health. Okay. This is so important. Teach it to your children, teach it to your grandchildren, but first you got to get it. And so that's what I'm doing. I got it. And now I'm teaching it to my children. I'm talking to my friends about it and I'm going to teach it to my grandchildren. I already told my son, it's very important you find out what your daughter's blood type is and start feeding her for her blood type. Because here's the thing, Bella likes certain foods. She likes what she likes. She's a baby. She doesn't know what's good for her, right? She just wants certain things. She likes chips. She likes ice cream. She likes the honey buns. She likes different things. She loves rice and beans. Certain vegetables, not so much. She's not really a big meat eater yet either, but she loves her rice and beans. Such a little Puerto Rican baby, right? So I told my son, make sure you find out what her blood type is, because it's important for now, as she's only 2 years old, to begin feeding her for her blood type. Then you never have to worry about her getting sick. And our body begins to react when we get older based on everything that we've been through, based on everything that we ate, everything that we were exposed to throughout our life, right? So you don't just wake up one day and it's like, oh, my stomach hurts, I'm sick. I have Crohn's disease, or I have fibromyalgia, or whatever. You don't just wake up one day. It started way back. It just accumulates over time that in the end, it ends up manifesting to whatever this diagnosis is. But I'm telling you that you can heal your body naturally without medicine, without drugs. I'm not telling you to get off of anything that you're on, but I will say, if you are on drugs, you speak with your doctor and you say, I am choosing healthier foods. I'm going to eat right for my blood type. And I want you to get me off this medicine in 3 months, in 6 months, whatever is feasible for you, and working with the doctor. Because this is what happened for me. My blood pressure was high and the inflammation in the body wasn't helping. When I did this eat right for your blood type, and I think I was only in the first week. Yeah, I was maybe a week and a half in. My blood pressure was normal. And it's like the most normal, like the lowest I've seen it in a long time. Okay. Every now and then I would have like 126 over 82 or something, which is not bad. Okay. But it was like 118 over 76. That's phenomenal. And that was no drugs. I wasn't even taking any supplements, because I really wanted my body to rest and digest. I wanted my body to get acclimated to this new diet plan. And so during the 3 weeks challenge, it was raw foods and nothing else. Okay. Now I'm still doing raw foods. I want to have at least one raw meal a day, at least. Okay. And continue with the high amounts of fruits and vegetables. But now I'm only choosing the fruits and vegetables that are right for my blood type. And then incorporating the meats and the other things that are right for my blood type. Okay. So anyway, thank you so much for staying. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that this was really helpful to you. Please share it out to your friends, your family. If you belong to a group or so, say, hey, I have this video I want to bless you with. Dawne is my health coach, and she's talking about how to live long and strong, healthy by using your food as medicine. Okay. Our food can be our medicine, and it should be our primary source of medicine. You can get healthy and you can get well just by eating the right foods for your blood type. And guess what? Your doctor was not taught this stuff. So you go in there and you talk about this, bring the book with you so you're armed with information, and show it to your doctor, because they were not taught this. They are not taught about nutrition. They're only taught about drugs and chemicals and chemical reactions in your body. They're taught symptomology, okay? Knowing the symptoms and what the symptoms, mean, and what they go to, what drugs, diseases, and then what drugs to give you for those diseases. They're not taught on nutrition unless you're going to a nutritionist or a naturopath. They're not taught on how foods work in the body, how vitamins work in the body. They're not taught. And 9 times out of 10, you ask your doctor, hey, would the foods I'm eating make a difference? 9 times out of 10, they will tell you no. That is a bold-faced lie. Now, they may be telling you the truth from what they know because they don't know, but I'm telling you that that's a lie. Any food that you eat or don't eat is going to make a difference in your body and how it functions, period. And this eat right for your blood type is the proof of that. Okay. The testimony that I read you from Steve is the proof of that. He thought he was doing everything right. By natural standards, he was doing the right things. But how is it that him becoming a vegetarian started making him get sicker and sicker? And then he had this issue and this problem in his blood, because he was devoid of the animal protein that he needed as a blood type O person. And when he began to choose the fruits and vegetables for his blood and began implementing animal protein back into his body, his blood was able to change and heal himself naturally. And he saw a difference in the first couple of weeks. And then by a year and a half, he was off all the drugs and medication that he was taking. That's huge. That's huge. So if you're a blood type O person, the testimony is in here, and there were a few others. I pulled that one out because I thought that was the most significant. So anyway, I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Next week, I will be talking about the heart. We will be talking about heart health. We will be talking about emotions and how emotions can affect your heart health, how fear, anxiety, and stress, fear, anxiety, and stress can affect the literal working of your heart. Okay. So next week, we're going to be talking about issues of the heart. Make sure you don't miss that. Wednesday, 9 p.m. And that's actually going to be my I shouldn't tell you guys this, but transparent. That's actually going to be my last in-person live sitting here talking with you. After February 1st, from February 9th for the next 8 weeks, I'm going to have a pre-recorded video because I am helping to minister deliverance in a class that we have at church called Freedom Track. I'm being trained in that now. And so I will be assisting in the class. I'll be assisting at the altar and everything and helping people to get free from these things that have been bogging them down and holding them down and everything. I invite you to come check it out. You can go to relentlessdc.com and look up Freedom Track. It is amazing. If you call yourself a Christian, you should have this knowledge. It is really, really amazing. So I'm going to be in that class, and it is on Wednesdays. So what I'm doing is I'm going into my archives. I'm pulling out some videos as directed by the Lord, and I'm going to have them edited so that they can be less than an hour. And those videos are going to come on. So every week, Wednesday, I'm still going to have a live broadcast. I ask you to still attend as if I was sitting right here. The information that you're going to get is going to be good. It's going to be life-changing. Most of you are just new to following me as far as like 2020. 2021. I'm pulling out stuff from my archive back from 2018 and 2019. I invite you to come. Glacina, I watched 4 videos yesterday. In each of those 4 videos, I called your name. So Glacina is a friend of mine from New York. We go back over 10 years ago. And she's also been a good supporter of my business as well. So thank you, Glacina, for that. I was like, I can't wait to tell you. I said your name in like 4 different videos. So that was really cool. So I'm going to have a pre-recorded video, same time, same place, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Okay. If I can get it down to 5 minutes, that's the goal, 35 to 45 minutes. And you still put stuff in the comments, still put your questions, because I'm going to see it all the next day when I'm able to review it, and I'll be able to type your answers in the comments. So I'm asking that you still come on and you still interact as if it was me live sitting here, but I'm letting you know right now that is not going to be me live sitting here. It's going to actually be a recorded video that is going to give you great information. So I would like you to interact with the video just as if it was me doing it live. And I'll be able to type in your answers to your questions or to your comments. Okay. So please do that favor for me, and also share it because they don't know that it's not me talking, live at that moment, but it doesn't matter because the information is going to be a blessing to you. And that I'm absolutely positively up. So if there are no questions, I'm going to end the broadcast. Let me know if you have any questions. We talked tonight about the Flatbelly lifestyle. There are 3 phases. One is plant focused. So it's more fruits and vegetables, but you can eat some lean fish, lean meat. Phase 2 is plant based. So that's no meat in that, but it's all fruits and vegetables. Okay, but cooked meals in there. And then phase 3 is the raw food cleanse. So that's fruits and vegetables, but only raw and no meat. Okay, no meat, no grains, no sweets, none of that stuff. You can do it. I did it. You can do it. I posted up my certificate. I was so excited to see that today. And so I did it, and you can too. Okay. No questions. So again, thank you so much. I love you all so much. Be healthy, be well, eat right for your blood type. Bye for now.